Hi everyone, and welcome back to Adventures in Nodeland, developing Platformatic as every single day. But today we're going to do something slightly different, and we are going to start working on a new service using Platformatic and not fixing Platformatic bugs, even though probably I should, but I wanted to do something new and try something different. So let's I think that we can get into it as soon as a few of you joins. What am I doing? I am currently building. Cheers! Hey, I was mute. Fun. The music is nice though, right? So why need? We could just keep my mouth, yeah, for 9 minutes. Yeah, sorry. Oh my gosh, this was embarrassing. Okay, yay. Yeah, you heard me when I first joined. Okay, and then you stopped. Let me see exactly where is it going. So this is cool, and then Chrome is good. I'm everywhere. Okay, cool. And here is good too. Okay, perfect. So, yay. So, what are we building? We are building a small authentication service. Before we start, and let's do a little bit of a completely sidetrack. Okay? So, before we start, you might wonder what happened with the fastify.io domain going down for the whole of the weekend. Okay? What happened was that there was some level of misconfiguration inside the DNS provider, and two things were happening at that specific point in time. The first one is the only person that I know that has access to that domain DNS handler. It was doing some personal things, so couldn't really jump on the laptop. The second one, was that the UI that he has access to was offline due to a software update and some software updates, which, you know, when those things were so that you have an outage at the same time of a software update, those two things seems a little bit correlated to me. I don't know. And third, I think there was a Cloudflare snafu at some point, because basically Cloudflare stopped recognizing that it was the name server provider for our domains while it was our domain. It was configured, like nobody has changed that. So basically that was the wall, and they asked us to change the name servers, but no access and so on and so forth. So no clue, couldn't help. Now it's back up again. Fastify.io is available, and fastify.dev is available too, both available. So, you know, you can just use them, and it just worked as fine. It took a little bit of time to get things going and getting them back on track, which, you know, was a little bit of a big headache from my point of view. I don't know about you, but so Fastify.dev is the official URL. No, technically no. So right now, okay, let me show you a little bit. Okay, so right now we have two things. We have fastify.io, this one, good and nice URL. Okay, this is this one, and then we have fastify.dev. They look similar, but not. One is built on top of Docusaurus, and the other one is built on top of something we cooked ourselves. So, and also look at how cool this is. Sorry, I need to show hide the chat and my face hide the chat. Okay, so you see this button at the top, like you see this is dev and this is IO. Look at how cool the fastify.dev is. You can type it, and here you could look for a request. And this is built by a new library called Orama, and is written by one of my ex-team members, and it's really, really fantastic. So yay. So it's pretty cool, okay? It's pretty cool. Now the nicest thing is, like, if you search reply, for example, it comes out correctly, okay? And it's super fast. And in fastify.io, if I search request, this is with Algolia, again, similar flow, okay? Very happy. One requires a full-blown server with Elasticsearch and so on. This other one just runs in my browser. It's, you know, it's stunning. Okay, really, really great to see it. The Docusaurus plugin for Orama, it's really good. Orama search. Here you go. And very happy person here. Here you go. No, it's their Docusaurus plugin. So here you have, in order to integrate it, it's actually super easy. This is the library. And you just literally, these are the 3 steps that are needed. We use this also inside Platformatic .dev. Look at it, it's here. It's super fast. And here we can search Platformatic CLI, and look, here it is. Okay, or service. Here we go. Just works really. Like, again, you cannot use their paid service or whatever when they launch in something like that, but for Docusaurus and those kind of stuff, the library, it's fabulous. So to be honest, I really wanted this since the very beginning of when it was called after I saw the first talk, or after Michele was start working on the first prototype of this. He told me, oh, this will be a perfect pairing with a Docusaurus. So it's been so great to see it actually happening. It's just a drop-in search for Docusaurus, all running in the browser. It's phenomenal. So just use it. So anyway, the new website of Orama, stop the Orama. So this is for Docusaurus, okay, Augustine? It's not for. I'm talking about the Docusaurus plugin. Anything else, Orama? I have no clue. You can talk with Alevo that work for them, I think. So you can probably ask him. I don't think there is a Next.js. No, there is a Next. I don't see a Next plugin here. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's essentially it's great. So I'm not paid by Orama, but Michele, if you want to pay me, good day. So this is not sponsored by content, sponsored by Orama at any point. They just did this fantastic work. Anyway, the new website will be fastify.dev, but latest reference reply. So the URL looks more or less like the same. So I don't know. Maybe we should just do 3 or 4. Hi, Sam. Good. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Good. I'm actually feeling healthy. You know, it's been not healthy for a big time. So, okay. I thought we talked about the Fastify.io snafu and the Fastify.dev thing, and we should just set up the redirect. So, you know, it will happen at some point soon. Okay. If you're looking for the new Fastify website, you could go. So we have 2 repos. One is website, which is the old one using nunchunks and Metalsmith and a very complex setup. And then there is website next, and it does not use Next, but it uses Docusaurus. Okay, sorry. And it's great. It's just great. It just works. So it has one catch which is different between the 2. Okay, and this Fastify.dev. Fastify.dev has less releases essentially than the previous ones. Okay, otherwise it crashes for out of memory. So so is there a simple document? So good question, Chem. Is there okay, let's wrap it up. So this is actually a very good description, okay? And I think it's great. Check out the 2 websites. If there are bugs between Fastify.io, check out Fastify.io versus Fastify.dev. If you find bugs and stuff, open up issues in the relevant repositories. I think it's actually very important. Okay, so it's great. Okay, so that's it on the website. Okay, yes, of course. So this is the gist. Okay, so then there was a very interesting question from Chemdev on Twitch, and he is asking on the chat. He's asking, is there a simple documentation to migrate from Express to Fastify? So yes, I have some documentation that I got written okay, about migrating and deploying Express app to Platformatic Cloud, which more or less covers all the steps you need related to Fastify 2. So first of all, you take your Fastify app, and here you go. You could take some part of this and upload them up as a guide, okay? So basically, you have your app like that, and then you can use Express, okay, and here, and then you can just use Platformat Fastify Express, and then you can just register all your routes as it is. So, and then, yeah, you can just use it, and that's fine. So basically, you're not really porting it. You're just loading your Express app into Fastify. Then you could start rewriting your routes one at a time, essentially. That's the step. Cool. I think that I got that covered, okay? So I can go back to my original topic for this stream, which was something slightly different than all of those two things. So let's get started. So we have this. So we want to build a little authentication server, okay? Something that your user can. This is your user, okay? And what I want is I want him to go here, and here there should be a little bit of a login box. And sorry, he said, oh, not true. Need login. Okay. And then, so this goes boom, needs login. Then it gets redirected to the authentication service, okay, which then bounce it to Auth2 provider, okay, and then it all crawl back to my app. So, and then we get, then the user goes, this is redirects, then the user goes straight to here, okay, and goes here, does its own thing, and then it goes back to the app, okay. So, okay, let's try building this thing, because I have a few ideas how I would get it done, but I need or also I want to store my credentials here on this service, okay? So I might want to provide the username and password too, if I want to be honest. So I don't know. Let's try building things. I am going to go to Platformatic, and create a new repository in this org. Here we go, and I'm on a lot of organizations, folks, a lot. And Platformatic, and I'm going to call it okay, authentication. Not authentication, authentication server. Okay, let's call it that way. Very simple. And simple authentication server built on top of Platformatic. Okay. And we want it to be public. Node. Cool. We want a README. MIT. Actually, not MIT. Apache. Or maybe MIT. Apache. Okay. Good question. So there is an interesting question. Let's put the chat on back on. So here, I want to see the chat. Why it's not showing the chat? Wait a second. Here we go. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. So it's better to use Platformatic instead of Fastify directly. And the answer is depends, as usual. Depends what you want to do. Generically, I've built Platformatic with all the batteries that you can get. And Fastify has some of the batteries, but not all of them. So it's up to you. It's a Platformatic is a little bit more opinionated. You get more things out of the box. One of the things I'm pretty proud of is the TypeScript auto-reload flow. So you could actually don't forget about setting up complex stuff. It just works out of the box. So if that's just it, that's it. Cool. So, okay, I need to clone this up. Let me enlarge this a little bit. Okay, so cd repositories, git clone authentication server. Okay, cool. So npm, try it out. es2e, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. So npm create Platformatic at latest. We are not using my development box because the one that I have in development is actually not super stable at the minute. We have a few things that I'm working on that I still need to commit and push. So we're going to use DB. We want it here. Yes, the default migration. Yes, the plugin. No, I'm not going to use TypeScript. Port this one. Yes. Yes. Okay, it's running. Run, 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 run. Oh, Node 18 yet. Node 20 is actually super and still very much unstable, unfortunately. I don't know if you think it's stable or unstable, but Node is unstable for me. Node 20, still. Okay, still buggy. Okay, then there are security releases coming out. So next week, and then will be still unstable. So maybe a month or two will become usable. I don't know. Literally, like, I don't know. Node 20 has been such a wild ride. And there is an interesting question from xproof_. And the question is if I ever tried PMPM. And look, I would have to say that I am a huge, sorry, not this one. I am a huge supporter of PMPM, and that's what we are using for Platformatic. So here you see that we are using PMPM workspaces. And it probably provides what is, for me, the best workspaces implementation for Node.js. So yes, I would say I am a fan, despite lately doing stuff that I don't really agree with. I typically tend to use npm on streams because this just works for everybody. So I just don't want to see something, oh, this only works for PMPM or something like that. No, I'm not going to apply this migration. I want the types. This is going to be empty. And I'm going to generate those two later. Okay. Okay. So a lot of things being generated now. Okay, so cat db.sqlite and git ignore. Okay, good. And one more question. What are you disagreeing with PMPM? Okay. Given that you asked, I am going to indulge in this, and I'm sorry if this sounds like a rant. I'm sorry if this sounds like a rant, but it's not. It's not a rant. I'm sorry if you think it is. So, but it's, I don't know. Hopefully you will understand, and I'm sorry about it. So, okay. So this is PMPM the PMPM website. Okay. And we can open it up, okay, on GitHub, and it has a couple of issues. This is a big issue opened by me, okay, which is installing the lower dependency in the range poses a threat to the ecosystem. This is the problem. So from PMPM v8, they installed the lower end of the Samba range instead of the higher end of the Samba range. So if you have two things that is being, if you put 1.4.0 and 1.6.0 is available, it will start 1.4.0. This is bad. It's actually super, super duper bad. Because if there is a security patch in one of those ranges, you are getting the vulnerable package instead. And this is just, I cannot agree with these things, but very likely you could just set up a little bit of of a configuration in your npm-rc, or no, maybe, where is it? Or no, didn't we set it? I think we set it in here, package manager CI. And no, I don't think we did. Okay. So basically, there is a setting that you can put that completely flips the decision making. So the algorithm, and when you flip the setting, you can actually fix it. Okay. So anyway, this is probably it. Let me see if this is, yes, resolution mode highest. This is what you need. Okay. If you do that, then it just works the way you should be working, and it should be expecting to be working. So anyway, sorry, this is my rant on PMPM. Hopefully you are you understand me, and I'm not like super upset about it, but I'm still using it. I like it, but it's a problem. Cool. More questions. Do you ever include packet lock in your Git repos? I tend to include I fly with package lock disabled, and in this repo we are going to turn it on, mostly because it's an app. Okay, if it's an app, yes. If it's a library, no. And the reason is with libraries it actually makes life way more complex. This being said, it depends on your setup. So if you, like in Platformatic, we need the log file. I have the PMPM log file here, because without the log file, things will be super slow, and we have a very slow CI already with a lot of variations. So because of that, we need the log file, essentially. So this is actually very interesting. So what is the global DTS does? So this thing allows us to have a few. This is actually broken because we have no tables, but we will let me run the migration so you can see. So npx plt db migration supply, so you can see exactly. So no log files in library, mostly because you so mostly no log file in library, mostly because we need a few because if we specify the log files, when you do npm when we run things on the cloud, people will use npm CI, and npm CI is only install stuff from the package lock, but that will not be what the user will experience, and therefore it will create an absolute mess, because I'm running CI against a log file, but that's not what the user experience. So now I don't know if an update that comes has been breaking my users. So anyway, that's the problem. So yes, that's the reason, essentially. There is a way to set it up that you can use a log file but still not use npm CI in the cloud and blah blah. Yes, it's possible. It's just I'm lazy bastard, so no, I'm sorry. Yes, that's the reason. Okay. SemDev, the other question on global.ts. So the reason here is, if you look at what was generated, we have the entity types here, okay, and movie. And the default Platformatic DB generates a migration with a movie table. And it also can generate a movie object, a movie interface for us, and we can export that movie interface. Great. Now, what is the problem? The problem is that we want a single place where everything of that are compiled and exported, and everything works as you would expect. And therefore, we need this magical thingy here where we can interact with everything. So basically, the reason we want a global.ts, it's because in here we have reference in global.ts. So now you can do app.platformatic, you see that you have auto-completion, entities, and then here you see that you have movie. This is my entity, and then I could do find, for example, and this as an object. Okay, and I could get all my stuff with no filters, and I could do await and app.log.info and movies. Okay, but can do movies.0. For example, and you see that I have title, which is one of the properties defined in the things. So yes, there's full auto-completion support, even in JavaScript, which I prefer to code, but this gives me essentially the best of both worlds. Of course, all of these all these shenanigans is also available in TypeScript, so if you just use TypeScript, you get the same thing, essentially. So it's actually pretty cool for me. It's a pretty good TypeScript experience, or even JavaScript experience, really, to get things doing. Cool. Okay, so this is the setup. So, okay, this is actually pretty good. Like, again, this kind of automation TypeScript is great for. Okay, so we have these table movies. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to zap it sooner rather than later. I need to create... so what we want really is authenticate against OAuth2 provider. So I'm here, I want an OAuth2 provider, and I want to be in here, okay? However, I want this to be another Platformatic DB app. So to be a Platformatic DB app, I need it to essentially, I need a few things for authentication and authorization. And as you can see, we can use JSON Web Token. So basically, we just need a JSON Web Token with claims for this. So that's what we are going to return to the user. And I don't know exactly how this will work out and how many security problems I can put into the same logic, but we'll see while we go. So I also want a database, mostly because I want to provide some higher level APIs here that gives me some sort of access to all the users that I know, because these are typical questions that, if we need an admin panel or something, you will need to answer for. So hopefully that makes some sense too. Okay, sure, let's get started. Okay, so how do we integrate it with an OAuth2 provider? So let's take a look at OAuth2. Okay, how an OAuth2 flow, and there is a good article from Auth0 and okay. So, okay, here is the problem, okay? Perfect. So, okay, let's put it that way. You have your OAuth2 provider, okay? And your OAuth2 provider might or might not return you a JWT token, okay? That you can customize or add your own things into and so on. So it has its own token that you use to talk to the OAuth2 provider, but you should not really use that for your app, okay? So the reason why you need the pass-through is, one, because you want to store your users inside, you want to store metadata here in the authentication service. Okay, for example, you might want to configure the role that user has on a given organization. This is typically very common on that side of things. Let's put a sticky. Okay, let's put a sticky, a yellow sticky. Here we go. So store a user. Also metadata, store user metadata. Yeah. So we have store a user metadata, for example. Basically, handle token exchange. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Iku. Exactly that. And I want just to build it open source because if we need to, because I think it gets tired to implement it over and over and again. Also, please, if you can and you are able, please use Auth0 or some solution like that because they are way better than this, okay, than whatever we can code with, okay? And yay, I know. Panva is one of the things that this OpenID client is, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, it's, here we go. Amazing. Ah. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know this one. Interesting stuff. Yeah, you see, but these supports for passport. Huh. Interesting. Client ID, client secret. Let's look at the public APIs. Oh, I don't know. What do you mean, James? So James is asking. Okay, let me open up the chat. So there is James is asking one question, which is, what about Auth0? What about Auth0 being airbag based without any real support for ABAC? Or I don't know. Like, how do you think Auth0 is airbag based? So okay. What is different between airbag and ABAC? So airbag is a role-based access control system, which is basically you attach a user, okay, to a role to a given user, okay? The alternative to that is a system called ABAC, which is, oh, yeah. And which is, it's based on attribute based access control, which means that it depends on what permission, what things you have attached to your user, what you can do. Yeah, the question with that is there is still a lot to be implemented even on this library. Okay, it's actually pretty good though. Like, I'm pretty impressed by the quality of this OpenID client. Okay. It's actually pretty good. Oh, I know Philip. I know Philip very well. Okay, and sorry, Alevo, I don't know what the bot is for. So, okay. What are we going to do? Yeah, you see. I'm probably not going to use this, mostly because I am lazy, and I'm going to use this other library, and I know the one that Panva is likely more secure and generically better. But I am actually thinking of just using this, which has a lot of nice presets, so I don't need to think a lot or at all about things. Okay, I don't know what you think, but this seems way better. And yeah, I know, by the way, peer of effigies, I know Philip is another Node Core contributor. I onboarded him. So yeah, no, we have been knowing each other for some time now. So it's oh, wait, so Auth0 has built an FPGA solution and contributed OpenFGA to the CMFF. Nice. Ah, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, this is... I've seen this. Yes, pretty cool. And Zanzibar. Yeah. Yeah, the tuple, the tuples thing. Yeah, it's... I've seen quite a few of those. The one that I like the most these days for doing some of the stuff is Cerbos, but this is my this is what you're using, platformatic.dev. It's actually pretty good from my understanding, but look, it's there are a lot of those solutions. I don't want to dictate in any sort of fashion. I just need to get users, okay? And I want a very simple way for people using Platformatic to get users set up very quickly and be able... Oh, the website looks cool, at least. And pretty cool. And written in Golang. Okay, cool. The idea here is just I want something that gives me users very, very quickly and be done with it, okay? So user support very, very quickly, not storing any credential, any nothing, but essentially just, look, give me the users, give me a login button, and that's kind of it. It's nice, James. It's if you don't know about Cerbos, you might want to talk to the guys maintaining it. They're actually pretty friendly on Twitter. So it doesn't store the graph. That's the key That's the key bit. It does not store the graph. So you give them the principle and all the attributes that are attached to it, and then it processes the rules, and then it's you basically feed. It has the rules. It has the engine. What shim Allevo? So it doesn't store anything. Cerbos. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty solid. Better for me than something like Casbin. Oh, shim. Oh my goodness, no. This seems way, way, way more complex already. Like when I see this diagram like that, I think them very complex for whatever reason. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's the key idea. I am probably going to do this Fastify Auth thingy, mostly because I'm lazy. And I'm very lazy. So, yeah, okay. Before we do that, where is it? Ouch. No. I need to... okay, no, I can just get it done on the other window, on another window. Okay, so that's the idea. So I to be honest, what I want is I want to be able to use my plugin to connect to that module, to connect to that system, to interact with an application, essentially. And so, and that's kind of it. Okay, and essentially, and then get a JWT. What I wanted to get a JWT token, store the fact that that user logged in and when, and then yeah, that's it essentially. So yeah, that's kind of the idea, at least. Sure, JWT. I know Iron Session is nice, but JWTs are mostly a standard. Well, are a standard, so you know it's very simple to reason with JWTs. So I'm going to use this module, folks. I know the Panva one is actually better than this. Pros: if you are fantastic and you want to create your own Fastify plugin that wrap the library that Panva wrote, that would be phenomenal. Okay, I have. But this I know, and this is the devil that I know and I've been dealing with for quite some time. Okay, let's install this. Okay, installed. So const Fastify OAuth2. Here we go. Okay. So await app register. Okay. Now, problem is that we need to read a bunch of config here. So let's see that we want to build a little bit of a GitHub app first. Okay. So what we want is in our options here, options. Okay, we need to have an object. We definitely need a bunch of stuff. So I am okay. So here we need the type. Okay, we want the provider. Okay, and here we have. Oh gosh. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to do something like that. Const providers. Okay, GitHub, and this is Fastify OAuth2 GitHub configuration. Cool. So if provider, okay, unknown provider option. Okay. Okay, so then cool. So what we want here, we want okay. And so, okay, here I'm going to call it name OAuth2. This is fine. We need these things. So we have the client and we have the ID, which will come as options client ID, secret options client secret. Cool. Okay. and auth, it's going to be auth providers provider. Okay, we have configured this. Okay. And we need a few things to back it up. And start redirect. Oh, but I need, okay. I need, for the name, I'm going to call it provider. Great. Actually, way better. Okay. So we need these two things. Okay. Now, I need to understand why this it has a full URL here. To understand why it is using a full URL. Okay, and I want the star redirect path to the login, and I want actually it to be something like that. Provider. Okay, let's call them that way. Const start redirect path. Const callback URI. Yeah, I know Alevo, but my question here, it's needed. I know why it's needed. I just need why it's not automatically computed. Like this number I should be able to do this, and it should figure it out. Okay, I should not need to specify the origin here in any form or fashion. That information is available. That's what I'm saying. It's not available? What do you mean it's not available? It is available. I'm pretty sure it is available. Because you have request.host. So you have that information when you receive a route. Okay, so we need yes, the server can be behind a reverse proxying. Yes, using the host header. That's what I'm saying, Alevo. Yes, exactly. So that's, if you don't specify it, sure. Okay. So here we go. The host, I think so. Let me add a route here. Okay, so let me comment this out. Let's do a little bit of a small experiment. So cd, just a second, probably. Okay, cool. And git check git st. Well. Okay, and here we do server require fastify server.get, and here return host. Let's try that. Request.row dot yay. And no, curl does not, because it's I need the server. So I need to know exactly what's being printed. So anyway, request host name. Let's try that. Server listen 3000. Okay. Node-v, node server, node bump.js. No, oh yeah, I'm in the same folder of Fastify. Oh yeah, there are plenty of nice examples of authentication. I just want something that's already pre-built, so it takes 5 minutes to integrate. So node bump curl-v localhost 3000, and we get host name localhost 3000. Cool. So yes, it absolutely gets exactly what gets passed, because if I do -h host what the fuck dot does not do so what the fuck. Let's use absfoobar.local. You get foobar.local. So yes, absolutely, the host just works correctly. Okay. So I don't know. Why do you think it didn't work as expected, Alevo? It does work as expected. Okay, so we can get request.hostname. So that should not be needed, really. Let me look at this module. Why is this needed? Yeah, intermediate process can freely change the host header. Yes, absolutely. So yes, well, if they want to, yes. So. Oh yeah, man, James, I know very well that we really need that. I know, don't tell me, I know. It's probably my absolute fault. So, well, let's try, and I can actually. So this is sorry. Wait, this is callback URI. Okay, callback URI, and yeah, you see, callback URI. And we do nothing, absolutely nothing, while we freaking have the request object. And here, yeah, and we have the request object. So what? Yeah. So let's see how are we doing. Okay, I need that, and yeah, I don't want to specify all of that. I just want to fill it up automatically. So, oh yeah, James, this is actually way better module than the one. Okay, so yeah, I can't really stand this change, this local host here. So I'm going to go a little bit on a tangent now and fix this because it really, really bothered me. Well, it's let's set it up. So anyway, I want to integrate with GitHub, and I need a route to get started on that. And wait, how does this work? Can't remember. And yeah, I just need to point the user to that thing to start the redirect and implement the stuff. Okay. So okay. Well, let's implement this. Here we go. Okay, and this is provider. Cool. This returns me the access token from the other side. Okay. Cool. And we want also the refresh token. Okay, interesting. Maybe we'll see. Okay, let's try this. This is and the reason why I'm setting these up with this the parameter here, it's because in the future I may want to support multiple providers, so it's already all configured correctly. Okay, so sounds about right. So now it's the time which I need to create a new GitHub app, and I am going to create it. Ooh. Here, settings, and applications, and these are the ones that no, I don't need that. I need, where is it? This is applications. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is the one that I have installed. And no. Wait, what is this button? Ah, no, that's not the button that I want. And what is it? Security? No. Developer setting, here it is. Sorry. Okay. This is okay. Register a new auth application. Okay. My test me http localhost 3042. Okay. 3042 login GitHub callback. Okay. Let's try that. Here you go. Okay, I need client secret. Let me actually move this to these other windows so I can. I need the client ID. Okay, and I need a window, and I also need another terminal so that you don't see any of the stuff. And so I need a client secret. Okay. And so I can go into Authentication Server and vim env, and I need the GitHub client ID and GitHub client secret. Okay, and I'm copying this over and copying this other thing over. Okay, now if I'm going back up, I can here, chances that I'm going to leak those out are, insane. So I'm going to cycle this thing after every stream. So we got the path here, and then the options that we want to pass through, which are the client ID this is PLT. It's called PLT GitHub client ID. It's called PLT. Yeah, let's do that. And then we want client secret with PLT GitHub client secret. Okay, and here we want the provider GitHub. Okay, cool. Ah, yes, I am streaming. So, yay. $8. So, okay. So, we have set those two things up. Okay. So these I can kill, I can kill, I can kill. I can open up a new one. So, npm start. And, oh, credentials must be an object. So what is the problem here? It's, oh, I get, oh, it's credentials. Okay. Here we go. Hey, have fun for your interview. Good luck. Oh, oath is required, which I need to put in here. Okay. Fastify is not defined. Cool. This seems about right. Okay. Yee! Yikes. Okay, so this is not working. Okay, so if I go inside login GitHub, it's getting me to register. Cool. I can authorize and oh, 3000. I made a mistake here because it's 3042. Whoa. It's 3042. Login. Oh, login. GitHub. Oh. Wait, why? Yeah, I know this is the port. I'm just wondering what's happening. Yay! I have the GitHub token. Cool. Nice. Okay, I have the access token. So, and I will, after that, I will revoke all users token. So, okay. Fun. Cool. Let me revoke this token. Here we go. Okay. And okay. Cool. So okay, so we just get the identity with this flow, which is the only thing that so basically what you want to add, you might want to specify scopes when you log in so you can access certain things. For example, you want to access the user data or other bots or other stuff that you want to specify. Right now, I'm not asking for anything. So if I am going in GitHub, I just revoke the token. So it returns me access to your public data only, which is great. Okay. Perfect. Okay. You can even use this token if you want. It just gives you my public data. Cool. I revoke it anyway. So cool. This seems about right. Okay. Now the question comes to be how I will interact with this system. Well, first of all, let's do a little bit more of experimentation here on my simple OAuth 2. How do I get the refresh token? I wouldn't use a refresh token for now, but we should really look into the refresh token in the future. Okay, so what metadata do we get out from this OAuth provider? Like, because we really want to user, okay? You want the read user. Really want to gather some data out of this user. Like, I don't know, name, surname. Who is this Matteo Collina, M. Collina guy that just logged in? Okay, so probably we should be like somewhat specific. And yeah, so, okay, so provider. Let's do that. Okay, and this is config. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. This is what we need. Hello. Password edit in a bad way. Yeah, that's what I want to do it. And this is more or less what I want to do it in this module. So I really want to get the user metadata. Okay, I've written, like in Platformatic, we're using this module called Fastify User, which gives me some of that info. Like this gives me a user, okay, and I get the user metadata, and I need to specify the issue domain and from a JWT token. It's actually pretty neat, but it doesn't. I need the user. I want the user metadata here. I want the name, surname, blah blah blah, all that mambo jumbo. So scope user yeah, I think we need read user and user email. What is the public user profile data? I have it somewhere else. What do you mean, Brown Nifty? Matteo who? I don't understand. Oh yeah, that's, sorry. My bad. So, okay. Who is this Matteo guy? Yeah, Matteo who? Yeah, exactly. I need these two things here. I need read user and user email. So I need here, at least I need some scopes that I need to have, and read user. Okay, and using auth apps, no. And GitHub API. Here we go. And we need these user data, user, get the authenticated user. Yay. No, I want just, don't want that. I want to translate into this. Okay, this is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I want, yep, this. Cool. So async function get user get GitHub user details. Okay, and here we go. npm I 11 dash. I need this guy. Here we go. Okay. And we need request. 11. Yeah, no big problem. Await request headers. It's called Copilot, you see. And I need the token. Should be that. And yay. Const data. Return data dot res. This is res. And here res dot JSON. Cool. Easy. So here get user details. This is get GitHub user details. Okay. So here we need the, and how do I specify the scopes that I need in Fastify auth 2 scopes? Where are the scopes? And scopes. Where is it? Oh, I can put it somewhere. I know I can put it somewhere. I just need to remember where. I did it. Inside scope, where? But it's just top level. Scope. Yeah, top level. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Scope. Here we go. Okay. Let's call it scope then. Here. Scope. Scopes. It's fine. Okay. So now I could get user detail. Yep. I would just specify that, provide the full token to the function. Yeah, token dot access token. Yes. Okay. And here instead of the token, I am returning the user. Okay. I have rest. Ooh, no, did a mistake. Yeah, you see, I just leaked my secret. And scope. Oh, inside auth. Oh, it's inside auth. Okay. So what I need to do is here is inside auth. So yeah. Oh no, that's the problem. Sorry. This is, it's completely unrelated. So config. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Let me cycle my GitHub and new client secret. And let me delete the previous one. Okay. Okay. So I could start this again. Cool. And And here, let's try it out. Okay, so here I can go to login GitHub. Oh, didn't work. Why didn't work? REST.json is not a function. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's my fault. Here is REST body.json. Okay, so let's refresh this. Why is still not there? REST.json is not a function. It's not auto reloading. Interesting. Okay, invalid state. Ah, yeah, of course. That's actually correct. Oh, invalid token JSON. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Login GitHub. Oh. Request forbidden for administrative use. You as a user agent. Okay, we need to specify a user agent. Okay. And we can call this platformatic authentication server. Interesting that they want that. Okay, so login GitHub. Oh, okay. Now I get the data. Cool. Amazing. Okay, so perfect. So now I can go back to login GitHub and I have all my data. Look at it. I have my email, which everybody knows at this point in time. And fantastic. So I have the name, okay, and an email. Cool. And a URL for an avatar to get it if I want to. Oh yeah. I am one of those likely. But everybody thinks it's infinite private repos now. So, hi Domino's, Calvin, hey KOO. How are you doing tonight? So, okay. So here we have our user, okay? So, I'm good. I'm making some progress with this little authentication thing that I have today. Doing a little bit of an authentication component that I can use to build more apps. So that's the idea. So I want to use this to build more apps later on. So let's see if we can get it done. Pretty cool indeed. So we have set up the full authorization flow with GitHub, and it's pretty neat, like literally neat. It's well neat. It's work. Okay, it's a little bit of work, but it's something that, so here what I want is data, and we have that, and what I want to return is I want to provide the provider, okay, which is GitHub. Yes, here. Well, not needed in this one. I need the name, okay, which is data. Well, this is actually the user, so I can get the user in this way, and then can do user dot name, which is the full name. So I call it not name, I call it full name. Looks more or less like it, okay. And then I have an email, which is user email, okay. And yeah, I don't think so. Sorry, you say there is no user wrapper in GitHub API. Oh, there isn't? Okay. Then I am bad. Yeah. And there is a good question from Nivek Bay. Hi, Matteo. Crazy question. Can any platformatic service be useful if someone wishes to build a peer-to-peer product, like a multiplayer game match of some kind, or it just doesn't apply? Oh, absolutely. You can build essentially anything you want with platformatic service. There is a component called platformatic service. It's just an empty scaffold around Fastify. So yes, absolutely, you can, and it will work great. Okay, so it's yeah. Okay, so we have the user and the full name and the email, and yay! So look a lot like that what I would do. So let's test this again. Yay! Your full name and email. Okay, so what I want to do though is I want to store that inside my database. So let's do npx plt db migration apply -t0. Yeah, and we undo that. Here, create table if not exist users. Okay, and then I want to provide a full name, which is going to be a nice varchar 255 for whatever reason, okay, and an email, which will be another varchar, and that will be it. And now, good luck in providing some validation for those, but this is a problem that we will address in another story, essentially. So, and then we want to apply this, okay? And now in types, this I need to yeah, we have user.d.ts with full name and email. Okay, so here what we want to do is token get user details token. Okay. We need one more thing here, because the problem is that we need the provider ID, which it's here. Let me see here, which is the ID. We need the provider ID. You know, GitHub uses integers ID, right? Out incrementing integers, and you could get how far you were. Like I was the 52,195th user that joined GitHub. Okay, so are you higher on this or lower than this? You can check. Yeah, I know that I'm trying to simplify a little bit right now while I will evolve this while I add more providers. So, and I am aware that these are a simplification. I need to, so I add a provider here, which is going to be a varchar 2. I'm very simplifying things, and a provider ID. Oh, I can just apply this then. Oh, no, I cannot apply this. Users. Okay. Okay. Regenerated. So here now I have all the things. Cool. So in my plugin, what I can do, okay, I could do const db user, okay, and I can do await app.platformatic.entities.user.find, and we want where, and I want this is actually fun. Alevo is asking one nice question, which is I ate incremental integer. I think we should just use UUIDs here, but I'm just going to be very simple. And so here is provider and provider ID. Here I need to return the provider ID, which is user.id, and user.provider.id. Okay. So we have our user here. Okay. And if we don't, this is db users. Okay, because these return an array, and if db users dot length is equal 0, we are going to store 1 and save user. Let's add provider here so that we are, here we go, GitHub. Okay, this fetches the thing and store the thing. Okay, so let's try it again. Here we go. Oh, unsupported, where close. Yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, made a mistake. So where provider equals provider, and provider, this is a super verbose and super duper verbose. Let me open it up like that. Okay, provider equal provider, then provider ID equal provider ID. Here we go, and then here, yeah, here we go. Input not provided. Oh yeah, I need. It's complaining because we have not asked for. What did I missing? Wait. Oh yes, this is the problem. I made a mistake here. Here is needs to be input user. Okay. So go back, refresh, restart. Yay! So now if I go to localhost 3042 users, it's working. Okay, you see, it's getting my data, and it says this, and this is my user. Okay, seems about a good good starting point. Okay, I'm not saying that this is done. I'm just saying this is a good starting point that we could keep going with. Okay, so I'm very happy, very happy about this stuff, and we have done some small little progress on how we integrate GitHub on with a platformatic application, and soon this will start evolving. So I will be very happy about this soon. So cool stuff, amazing, folks, and yay! Thank you. I think I need to go and to feed my daughter probably. So, and seems a good time to stop and git status. Oh, Yay. Oh, what does Platformatic is a good question. What does Platformatic use for querying under the hood? I'm seeing the echo up, so was curious. Okay, so this is actually a very interesting topic. I wrote the thing Platformatic uses. So there is this module here called SQL Mapper that implements that logic. Okay, and here it has support for entities, and this is kind of the API. So we have find, count, insert, save, delete, and update many. And this is the query syntax and how it's done. So, yay. I don't know. I coded on ORM, maybe. And it does not support super crazy queries. It's just a bunch of things. So, yeah, there are a lot of things in the docs. Cool. This was fun. Okay, and we can. Yay, and we can keep going, and I'm going to do git st. Oh, sorry, what is it? Git st. Oh no, git restore staged db.sqlite echo db.sqlite. Git ignore. Okay. Git add. Okay, this sounds about right. Oh, move npmrc. npmrc. So npmi. Hi, Joab Bezv. We are kind of shutting down at the moment. Okay, so that was fun, and it was a fun session today, and yay. And so GitHub was a fun session today, and we did some progress. So, and GitHub integration. Okay, git push. Here we go. Pushed up. Amazing. Okay. Thank you for watching, folks. And this was a very good session, I would say. So, just going to say goodbye. And it was very nice talking to you, and see you on Thursday. Wow, I'm back streaming 2 times per week. Next week, I'm going to be traveling. So I'm going to be at a conference. So I'm not going to stream next week at all, I think. But this week I'll be around both times, so it'll be fun. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.